When I have finished bathing, it is time for me to relieve myself. Human, I demand that you open the portal to the outside world to allow me to empty the contents of my bladder. Do not take this for a joke. Perform this task immediately, or I will be forced to tinkle on your bedspread. This is your final warning, human. If you do not let me out immediately, I will piss on your bedsheets. Yes, outside! I am Fergus, and you will not deny me my urination!
Oh, okay.
Fuck, God bless it. Turning you. Ugh. There. Hello, everybody, and howdy. Welcome to the Plumes of Hazard. This asshole over here is playing something way too loud. I am your host, James Will Vapor. Down there below me is the lovely, the talented Fu Baka, and that's the jerk face over there that's playing a really bad music. Oh wait, you're still muted because I didn't want to. I didn't want to have it so loud. Stop it. Did Chuff tell you to do that?
It's so loud you're echoing.
I know. It's crazy loud. Did Chuff tell you to do that? You're just being a jerk.
No, I told him to do that.
Oh, that was great.
Oh man.
You know what I did do though? I told Jeff to watch.
Sludge jerks.
Sludge butts.
Love you too, buddy.
Friggin' Chuff. One of the few straight men that I've ever met that could actually say that they like the cranberries for some reason.
Hey. They
No, gross. No, thank you.
They're in the repertoire of my older brother's CDs I sifted through. Shit. There was even a DGC compilation CD in that collection. Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
DGC was
you just said a lot of words, and I was like, okay.
DGC Records was a subsidiary of Geffen Records that hosted such artists like Weezer and Nirvana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
It was a pretty banger sampler for a label at the time.
I just realized I need to redo my lights because I've got some shadowing.
Oh right, I was supposed to switch headphones.
Oh yeah, you were supposed to. You said you needed to cool your ears off, I think.
Yeah, because I was wearing my over ears like all day, well, to and from work. I'm kind of over that right now. I'm over ear.
Yeah. Yes, I got it. Mm-hmm. So I was talking to a couple of buddies of mine, and I think props to I think it was Chuffy that reminded me of this channel because I had seen a video of his a couple of years ago about like basically his precision falling. He was putting trees down really close to houses and stuff, right? Like could have been bad, but he was able to get it done. And I saw a couple of those videos a long time ago, and I just never really bothered looking at anymore. But I started listening to it again recently, thanks to Chuffy, and I appreciate that. Even if you have terrible taste in music, you have good taste in YouTube channels. It's this guy. His name's Buckin Billy Ray Smith, I think, and it's a whole channel about a Canadian lumberjack guy. It's ridiculous. The man, he's a ridiculous man. That's all there's to it. He's a ridiculous man. But I will tell you, from the stuff that I've been dealing with the last year or two, his attitude is always positive, and it's always a little uplifting to listen to one of his videos, even if it's corny, even if it's whatever. He is a manly dude, and he's deciding to be positive, and I think that's really cool.
And he loves his family.
And he loves his family, which is great. And his kid seems like he's turning out all right.
You know, I could say that about a guy I work with.
Yeah,
he's basically like, so yeah, he's always positive. He does joke around, but he's like almost never in a bad mood.
Yeah.
And so he used to work in my department. He got moved to a parallel department that we kind of work with on occasion.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's just on the other side of our floor. So we see each other all the time. He hangs out in our office sometimes. He's like our hype guy. Like if we were a rap crew,
yeah,
he's our hype guy. Because anytime you run into him, you're like, yo, what up? He's like, all right.
Good. So,
and the funny thing is, he's really short. He is really short, but he walks like he's fucking 6'5".
Yeah.
But he's like 5'5".
Yeah. Is he from Austin? Is he like the Texas University really a lot? He says all right.
No. He's like Black McConaughey.
Okay, like Black McConaughey. Okay.
I.
Okay. Which is similar but different. I get it. Okay, that's cool.
But he
good.
I know that was a tail wag, but holy shit, that sounded like the slowest fart.
It did.
Actually, it was an ear slapper.
Again, yeah, slower clap than a fart, but fast enough to throw you off.
Yeah, for sure. But anyway, so I was gonna spread the message of positivity today. So if you feel like watching an entertaining sort of manly man who's being positive, go look up Buckin Billy Ray Smith. He's a trip, no doubt. I've listened to hours and hours of his content this last week, hours and hours, and he's got a lot of back catalog.
So, best thing about our hype guy, he's buddies. He's like with one of the guys I work with, and so he was on the road. Not our hype guy, the guy in my department. He was on the road for like the last 5-6 weeks working election shit and all that.
Mm-hmm.
The whole time he was gone, you know what he does? He finds random shit around the building, whether it's old tech or this or that. One department was they had a box of CDs out in the hallway of like, take whatever.
Okay.
He brought back like 20 CDs. He just left shit all around his desk. Like it took him like 20 minutes his first day back, just sifting through all of it. Like, what the fuck? And it's hilarious because there have been times where I get back to the office and I just see him leaving, but he's like short, but he moves so quickly. It's like fucking Exorcist.
Yeah.
Girls in the rooms. That's like what I think of. I feel so bad saying this about him because he's such a solid dude, but you know how man's mind gets.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's more so out of love.
That's fine. You can tease people in a good-natured way, I think.
Yeah, he's good people. So yeah, anytime like I'm like stressed out during the day, if I run into him, it's a little bit better.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Sometimes that's all you need. Yeah,
he's our hype man. He's like our Flavor Flav.
Minus the clock. I feel like
I like your thinking.
Yeah.
I know what he's getting next Christmas.
Oh yeah, you should totally buy him a clock.
Maybe not a large one. Maybe like a 6-incher.
Yeah, well, that's reasonable. That's oversized enough, but not
It's wearable.
ostentatious. Yeah, it's wearable. Uh-huh. So, oh, Masty, by the way, I'm keeping this well away from my PC.
Good job.
I don't think you have enough ice in your Coke.
It's sweet tea, man.
Oh, right. I forget you don't do ice in your Coke.
No.
I don't
It's
think
dark
you
enough
have.
to be Coke, but that's because it's tea made properly.
I don't think you have enough ice in there, dog.
Don't need it. It's real cold.
I was gonna say, if you ever get into iced coffee, man, that's the game. Is always ask for less ice.
Oh yeah.
Always.
It's the same with Cokes, right? If you really want to maximize what the Cokes to get, light ice.
Oh yeah, no. I always put like this for scale, right? I'm gonna put the ice about there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it varies depending on which size drink you have, but
Sure.
you know,
You want enough.
you fat kid it up long enough,
You get savvy.
you do enough fast food in your life.
As long as Bloomberg's not around, you can get as much Coke as you want. Just as much as you can do.
I mean, it didn't work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He tried.
But even if it worked, there's always a way around it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: it is absurd how fucking large they've gotten because
no doubt.
a medium at Burger King is what a large was when I was growing up at Burger King.
Yeah, I'm sure. The last time I went through,
the small, there used to be a small Burger King. That size does not exist anymore.
Yeah, no, I think they just discontinued.
It was because it used to be. It was the same size cup as the milkshake.
Oh, okay.
That was small size. That's how I remember, just because. But yeah, I was like, God damn. I asked for a medium ones at McDonald's, and I'm just like,
you needed two hands to pick it up.
I got the plastic cup.
Yeah.
I got the fucking plastic cup.
Yeah.
I call it the muffin top cup, because the bottom of it is designed, to fit in the cup holder and shit.
Right.
So,
right. No, it's the same way. I went through and I got a burger meal, and I said big size it because I wanted the big fries. So I got a burger and fries. And of course, it came with a big Coke. And the thing came out, I swear to God, you needed two hands to pick the thing up. It's huge. It's massive. They have gotten obnoxiously large. Because even with the volume that I admittedly drink of Diet Coke, I don't want that much Coke with ice in it. Because by the time you get to it, to drink the whole thing, it's just going to be, like Will says, terminal meltage. Yeah.
Yeah, I've more or less have cut back almost entirely on drinking soda. And so when I do have one, I got one with my Chinese food the other week. It was the first one I'd had in probably about a month.
Whoa.
I put it in the freezer.
Damn.
In the freezer.
Mm-hmm.
15 to 20 minutes. Because it was a little bit cold, but it was still kind of cold when it got to me because it gets warm sitting on top of the food.
Sure.
15, 20 minutes, pull it out because you've done this enough times, you pull it out after about 15 to 20 minutes. If it's already kind of cold, it's just get
that slush.
The thin layer of slush on top. I think that is the optimal temperature to have a Coke or Diet Coke.
No argument.
That's if I'm going to do it, man, you got to do it right.
That's right.
It's superior out of a can.
Always, which is why I went to cans a long time ago for sure. We need to say hello to people. Hello, Horror and Rick Carr were both in here early. What's up, boys? Monty's here, of course, which is great. The man, the myth, the legend, Addy Tooney, saw him pop in here a minute ago. Corey, and who do I see in here right now is Shane Hammond. Speaking of manly, masculine, outdoorsy kinds of people, Shane. Just to your east, or actually just to your south, mostly south. We were just talking about a guy on a Canadian lumberjacker guy called Buck and Billy Ray Smith YouTube channel. You should check it out, man. What's up? Good to see you, Shane. I do have a couple things to talk about. One of which is, how I've been I've been threatening to buy batteries for a year, right? I mean, keep saying, I'm going to buy batteries. So today I went to go buy batteries today, and I was kind of irritated, and I wanted to share my irritation with you people, because it's a good thing to show. Let's pull up the little shopping cart here, and the guys aren't going to be able to see because of my screen share, but I'll just tell you what's going on. So the first place I went to go shop around was the old 1860 battery store, which is fine. But I went and looked, and the only thing that they have here is USPS ground, and they wanted like $8 for it or something. I can't find it now. I tried to approximate it, and it wouldn't do right. But it was like $8 something for USPS ground, which, as we all know, would take flipping forever. So I popped over to Illumin, the old Illumination Supply. Went over here, and you can either mail them a check or use PayPal. And at this time, I didn't want to use PayPal. I wanted to go ahead and use a regular credit card. So I was like, that's annoying. So I didn't do that. So then I went over to IMR Batteries. And IMR Batteries, the only option was FedEx or UPS ground. Hopefully it's FedEx. Fuck UPS ground. But it was only $7. So I ended up going with IMRbatteries.com. I don't know what the hell happened, but this whole shipping business. Oh no, that's the other thing about Illumination Supply. So I remember you could do credit card through here, but
whoa! You couldn't do credit card through Illumin?
Yeah, no, you can. I remember you can't. That was my first thing. I was like, oh, it's PayPal only. But I was like, oh wait, you can do that. But the thing,
I have my main credit card stored on PayPal.
Yeah, right. But the thing that killed me with Illumination Supply, and I don't have it up here, though, was... Let's see if I got it on my other PC. Do I still have that up? I do. The shipping method that they wanted, the cheapest, and this is the cheapest, mind, was priority mail. Fine. $12.
Yeah.
$12 for priority mail, which to ship 4 things the size of my fingers to me. That shit costs like $7 something. That not 12. That was
so. That's what I hate
awful.
Is because So here's the thing.
Yeah, go
back when I used a Titan. I was ordering enough batteries at a time to meet their free shipping threshold, which I believe was $50. I would think I would order my 25Rs like 12 at a time, 12 to 14 at a time.
Right.
So I was just like, and they were cheap as fuck on Illumin. They were like $4 a piece, maybe $5 a piece. They were like $4.50 or something.
Yeah, the batteries themselves were good prices there.
But yeah, the shipping thing it sucks.
It was ridiculous. Like I said, that was the cheapest. The next one up was, FedEx home delivery was $11.21. But after that, it's $17 for FedEx, or 21 or 37, or the Priority Mail Express was $47. Am I gonna pay that for 4 things that look like that? That's stupid. It's not like it's dumb. Anyway, I was kind of irritated at shipping prices today, so I thought I would share my irritation. Hey, look, it's Rob and Duro and Tim. What's up, boys?
Oh yeah, so Shane. Is Shane the one that likes billet boxes?
Yes. And Shane, RTD Vapor, that's the ones that we used to buy, the old school billet box ones, right? The 16 340s or whatever the hell they were. Or the 123 batteries, whatever they were. I think RTD was the one that did that, and I totally forgot to check that site. Yeah, 18. Well, that was the first one that I mentioned, Tim. The first one that I mentioned, they wanted like $8 to do it ground UPS or USPS. I was like, I'm not paying that. First, we know how awesome my local PO is around here, right? I'm not putting first class on a set of batteries that I would like to have on me this year.
Oh yeah,
this year.
Fort Worth, Alaka.
Yeah, right, exactly. Freaking ridiculous. Yeah, exactly. So you're right, Shane. I should have checked RTD. I did not do that, and that sucks. But I probably should have done that. I did end up doing the where did it end up going? IMR. I ended up doing IMR because it ended up being a reasonable price for shipping, and I thought it might actually get here at some point. But I do have one other thing to share, because while I was going through and doing some battery shopping, and the reason, by the way, is my batteries really are getting long in the tooth. Like, I'll get a freshly charged one, throw it in the RAM, and it would be like the battery I just took out would be nearly done charging at an amp, and my battery's already sagging. I'm like, all right, man, it's about time for some new cells. It's been a long time, son. But
and that's the thing. I can't justify buying 12 to 14 batteries at a time when I was basically squonking and shit and basically using single battery mods.
Right. Exactly. So I do want to share what else that I bought. Here's the other thing that I bought. I saw that the X-Star has a new charger out, at least new for me. It is an X4. Ooh, that's not the right thing I meant to click on. Where'd it go? There it is. So the X4, it appears to have the same screen as my old my favorite VC4 with the old Maz that's going back into it. That yes, Mooch says is not terribly accurate, but it's accurate enough to get me a rough idea. But interestingly enough, it actually shows the voltage, but it also gives you a little percentage charge, which I think is kind of cool. But the biggest the biggest feature that I think is awesome is right here, this last picture. Can you see that, boys? That is not a micro USB cable. That is a real power cable that's going straight into your 110. Woo! Finally. I am so tired of charging over freaking USB and having that garbage. I just want a regular old wall socket, and this one has it. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited that the middle two channels go at 2 amps, which is also cool. Oh, Monty said he bought one.
I actually kind of like that about the VC4s. It makes the cable management a little bit more tight.
What? The regular charger, or you mean the USB ones?
Yeah, because I have a spare Samsung 2 amp brick that I just.
Well, that's the neat thing about this, by the way, is you can use micro USB. It's got 2 inputs. It's got micro USB.
Well, no, it's USB A to DC for the VC4, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's got regular it's got regular full-on straight into the wall AC power, and it's also got micro USB in, and it's got USB out. Know what I mean?
Yeah, I just like this because it's not less mess, I guess.
Yeah, and that's okay. I don't like how freaking awful those little micro USB things on anything.
No, this is what I like about it, is that part of it.
That is true. I have to admit that the VC4 does do the same, goes into the round cable, which I do like.
Yeah, it's just like it's USB A to DC adapter.
Right. Oh, look, Monty bought one too. Good.
Oh. But yeah, Shane. So I thought you might have a laugh/crucifixion about this, because it has been a little while since you've been around. But granted, I'm a little bit slow on setting this thing up, but I bought one of these off of 3F Vape.
Yes, you did.
I did. These are the ones with the.
What did you end up putting there as an Addy?
I don't have an Addy yet for it, but I'm gonna probably look to get a Zeta for it.
Nice. What's in there? I can see there's something in there.
The Kanger rebuild.
Yeah, the Kanger rebuild. Dude, that thing works good.
I know. I don't have any abolishment in my hands right now, though. I only have Snowdrift, and I'm not. No Snowdrift in here, Mister.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this thing has the real DNA 60, and that's kind of what sold me on it. So, it needs to be pimped out.
I was just looking at something Rob was talking about shipping. He said he had to return a thing that used lithium-ion batteries, had a bunch of shipping tape with the face up, and you refused. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I know you got me beat on chargers. That's for sure, Monty. I definitely have been using this VC4 for a very long time. And I was just poking around. I accidentally saw that they had a new charger out, and I was like, oh, it's not bad. And it ended up being pretty reasonably priced too. I think it was $29, $29.99, $30. Yeah, Shane, he says the 3F Vape DNA 60. Mm-hmm.
Mass, the Samsung fast charge is like 2.4 amp, right? Or 2.1. Where did I put it? Wait, I got the thing on my desk.
I have a crazy one, so I think it's higher than that.
The one that's for adaptive fast charging, the old one, because I have the Note one too, the 3 amp one.
Yeah, the adaptive. I think. It was
the old one is this is a 2 amp out.
I think it does 5 volt too.
I think it was the S8 and S9 brick was like 2.4.
Hey, by the way, Masty, check this out. I'm gonna share it on the screen, but I'm sending you the link in chat so you can see it too.
2 amps.
So the
Long on
first
both
thing that I
claims.
pinged off of was this guy at Illumination Supply. My screen share. It looks like it's like a really pimp wall wart, USB wall wart. It does USB C and a couple of USBs out. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's
And it's
cool.
got freaking like LCD little thingy on the side. It shows you how much power you're drawing and stuff. I think that's kind of neat for a USB brick. But you see those
That's pretty
for
cool.
like the kilowatt or whatever. It's got a lot of features. That's for regular just power, but this is specifically for USB, which I thought was interesting.
That's pretty neat. That's got the display,
Yeah, the little display is pretty cool. Anyway,
and
I
it
thought that was
has
nifty.
big QC3. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's kind of like this guy. This is a RAV power that's got like USB, USB-C.
Mhm.
But the cool thing is I believe this is 62 watt. So this guy will do we'll do 5 volt at 3 amp, 9 volt at 3 amp, 12 volt at 3 amp, 15 volt at 3 amp, 20 volt at 3 amp, 20.3 volt at 3 amp, and
Damn.
a 61 watt max. That's for the PD output. The iSmart output will do 5 volt at 2.4 and 12 volts. And 12 watt max. So total output is 45 on the iSmart and 57 on the other. So that's this one now. Now Rat Power also has the PD Power one, which I love it because you can like the new USB-C laptops and all that will take it, and it's this little guy,
Mhm.
and this dude will do the full 61 watt output. In this, I mean, there's a big difference in the
Yeah, the size for sure.
size.
So
Yeah. This is great to throw in the throw in a
bag.
backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I do with this thing. Have you seen this? Did I ever show you this little guy? Same idea with the little plug built in or whatever, but it's USBs, couple USBs and USB-C, which is cool. But the neat thing about it is you hit this little guy. It's wireless charging. It's Qi charger.
Cool.
It's got a little lipo in it. I mean, granted, it's not as small as the ones you got, but I dig
3 amp, baby. 3 amp. You know what this thing's been used for more than charging my phone? In fact, I've never used this to charge my phone. This is charge MacBooks at work.
Yeah, I bet.
It's fucking neat.
That's pretty serious.
I like the X-Star link though. That's cool.
Yeah, that is neat. I considered picking it up just to have it because I do use USB things, of course, around here. I thought it might be kind of interesting. Kind of cool. Monte's asking you, Foo, Cherry MX speeds or browns?
What are the speeds exactly? Because I played with.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm talking to you, Will, I guess, but I don't know. I have browns. I have a keyboard with browns that I haven't used in forever. They're solid. I probably would have stuck with them had I used them first, but blacks. Because I ain't no bitch. The speeds felt all right. I played with the keyboard for like 20 seconds at Micro Center, just derping around, but I don't know.
What comes in that Corsair keyboard that I bought?
You can pull the keycap and look.
Oh, I didn't think about that. I was just kind of curious. Whatever stock thing that came in them.
Because I know Corsair does reds a lot.
Do they? I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure Will knows. He was the one who told me to buy this keyboard.
Where the fuck did my chat window go? Oh, there it is.
I bought the El Cheapo one, so maybe you can't take them apart and replace the keys like you can the nicer ones.
So with mechanical keyboards, for the most part, the switches will be fine. What you may need to replace in like several years are like the springs, which don't involve you really having to solder anything, unless your switch goes bad. But
that Logitech that I got, man, I love that thing. It's loud as fuck, but
yeah, but actually, basically, you'd be taking off the top of the top of the little crucifixions part of the switch.
Yeah.
And basically just taking out the spring that's under it. Just swapping those out. But I've had my board for 5 years now, almost 4 or 5 years. Still solid.
The speeds of the new gamers switches.
Yeah, I've been seeing that a lot. I just haven't had a lot of experience playing with them. Yeah, I kind of like where I'm at with the Cherry MX Blacks. I just, of course, like the one that I like is the one that ended up getting less popular because Reds kind of got popular. Same kind of feel, but they're a lot lighter for bitch fingers. So that's right.
Which Logitech did you get, Massey?
I forget what the name of it is.
Romer G.
Yeah, Romer G.
Yeah, I had the same keyboard at my last job.
Yeah, so it's a USB wired USB, but it's a nice Mac from them.
And it's like affordable.
Yeah. Let's see. I'll tell you exactly right now.
No, I just Googled. Ooh, you can hear keystrokes.
If you're looking for, because of course this is the part where I do the China plug.
It was a K840. Yeah, the K840. It's metal. It's got really good weight. It's $60.
Ooh.
Yeah. And they also have a wireless version. So there's the link to the
I'm looking at it right now.
The one. Yep.
I can show the folks at home here.
I bought myself a China Mac for my desk at work because I just didn't want anything too expensive or too nice. I got a full-size Red Dragon with cherry red switches. Much as I wanted blacks, getting a cheap black keyboard, I don't think I could do anymore.
So Anxie also got this one to test. This is the G613. It's got that Lightspeed wireless in it, and so this is a wireless mech. So,
yeah.
So the 613
wireless mech, huh?
Yep, yep. It's nice.
Yeah, I'll show it.
But yeah, I got the Red Dragon for like $40, and it's a full size with like red LEDs, but it looks kind of lame when you have company in your office, so I keep them off. I keep them off.
Yeah.
Ooh, it comes with a receiver extender cable. That's nice for under the desk, towers and
whatnot. And it comes with a little stand for your phone.
Yeah, it sure does. Smartphone stand.
So
neat.
Works with Mac OS. Works with everything. So it works on Android because you can have it set to connect to your phone too, Bluetooth. So.
Oh, Tim, I was gonna say, do you have a drip stick? Yeah, he's got a drip stick coming in. That's definitely one that I've not bothered buying.
So the only reason to nitpick, and it probably would be a deal breaker for me, is I don't like macro keys on a keyboard. Like that would just fuck me up.
Sure. I mean, this one's got the wireless one's got the button for the gaming, so it disables certain keys that you want, so you can set.
I actually wouldn't mind that it work, if anything. But I already have my cheap China board.
That's true. You got to be careful, Massey. With the wireless, the FBI can intercept your wireless keystrokes and pwn your website porn logins.
Oh, Chrome's already doing that.
Chrome's already doing that. And they'll just turn it over to the FBI anyway, right? No problem.
Rap snitches telling all their business. Sit in the court and be their own star witness.
Yeah. So it's funny you just saw that about your name, Masty. I mean, we've called you your name anyway, but
yeah.
That happened to me at work last week. I clicked on a meeting link that logged into my vaping account, and they're like, "Who's Angsty?" I was like, "Shit."
Got him.
That's me. My bad. Hold on. Yeah, it was new client too. It was great. It was real embarrassing. In fact, I'm getting a little red just thinking about it.
That's funny.
Oh look, my battery is sagging. The vapors are getting wispy. And you know it's not the RAM. It's the battery. Yep. Yep. Swap her out, boys. Again, for the umpteenth time today. You know, as much as I like etymology, I have no idea where umpteenth came from. That's not one that I know. And it's a word that I use. You'd think I would know it. I don't. Okay, let's get back over to chat. Here we go.
So, Angsty, speaking of not having your fucking keyboard lit up at work, there were some traders at some day traders at my last job who I was working a Saturday and I'm walking past their desk, and just from like 30, 40 feet away, I could see a keyboard with the RGB like wave going across. I'm just like, fucking nerd.
That's funny.
What are you, virus?
He had the fuck was it? It was like the mini Razer, like 10 keyless one, I'm pretty sure, and he had the matching mouse. And I was like,
Was it cute?
That's funny.
yeah, I mean, probably makes like a hell of a lot more than I do, but he's a fucking nerd.
Probably. But at the same time, come on, have some taste. You make enough money. Man. Have a little taste. Maybe he doesn't know how to turn off the RGB. Maybe.
Oh, you actually no, because he probably can't install the firmware on the computer.
Yeah.
So he can't help but be gay.
This cheapo one that I've got, you can do it through, the hardwire keyboard. You can
exactly. It's the same on mine. You just hit function then the down key.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I know a lot of those keyboards do have I know you can at least change the pattern, and a lot of those have, even the ones that have the firmware, they also have the functions. But yeah, you could take anything nice, like gaming mice were awesome, and they had like minimal like lighting, and now you have fucking Miami nightclubs.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got this mouse and I haven't installed the firmware on it to like turn this shit off, and I have to. Because here's the nice thing about it: I can turn it off, then uninstall the firmware, and still be fine.
It still stays. Mm-hmm.
I did that with my last mouse, that I had it set on a specific color, and I just uninstalled the firmware.
That does, yes,
because I also need to turn off the on-the-fly DPI. This should fuck me up when I was playing GTA.
Mm-hmm. I always assumed that I was never like an FPS guy with mouse and keyboard. That's why I didn't like the on-demand DPS change or something, because
it's stupid. I think it's honestly one of the dumbest features ever on a gaming mouse, personally.
What was it? I was watching something recently. I feel like it was Logitech. So somebody was designing a brand new gaming mouse, and they brought in a bunch of nerdy gamer guys to help design it. And I think, if I remember right, that was one of the things they nixed. They said no go to the DPS chef. They put it on the mouse, but it's on the bottom. So like if you wanted to do it, you could put it, but it's not like it's something you're going to hit by accident or whatever, which I thought was cool.
Back when the Logitech gaming software didn't suck, because what they did was they used to have drivers specific to your mouse, right? That had a similar UI, or they had a specific default mouse driver, right? And it would be basically to whatever model you had plugged in, and you can set all your profiles and shit. And basically they just smushed all of their firmwares together. Mm-hmm. And that's why I hate, because now it's just Logitech gaming software, I believe.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
No, Not feeling it. Just too much bloat.
It is.
Yeah, I get it.
It kind of just that's why I have the old version of Logitech webcam software installed, because it has exactly what you need
Right.
without all the bloat. What's it? Logitech webcam software 2.8.
It's awful. They're as good as their hardware is. Their software is awful. Just
Did you ever download the one that I sent you?
Yeah, I remember it ended up being the same thing as I had. It ended up being the same one as that I had before, and it was okay, but it's still weird because, and I think part of the reason it's weird is it tries to use it both in OBS as well as the meeting, so it messes with it, having two things trying to use the camera. I don't know. Yeah, they do. They always choke on software, which is funny. So I think they're a lot like Microsoft in that respect. I've maintained for a long time that the best thing that Windows makes is hardware. Their keyboards are actually pretty good because they make
Their mice are good too.
their mice are good, and their ergonomic keyboards, they're the best in the market. I've never
The
seen
first-
one that's better.
The first like cult gaming mouse was an IntelliMouse,
Yes.
The white one.
Mm-hmm.
and then the gray one that was like basically that was like the final form, the most popular one, the gray one. I have one laying around that needs a makeover, but
Yeah.
Shit, I remember back in the day having one of the first laser mice that had the mouse pad
Yeah.
had a metallic grid on it,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's what.
And the biggest feature is you don't have to clean the mouse balls.
I remember one kid I knew in middle school or high school, middle school.
Mm-hmm.
Fairly rich kid, had we were a bunch of friends over his house for his party, and I remember thinking like he got like this sick new gaming rig for his birthday, and he had like a hard like Speed Surface gaming mouse pad, and I'm like, I feel like I'm playing fucking air hockey. What is this bullshit?
Yeah.
Hated that shit so much. You're an inferior human being if you use one of those mouse pads. Straight up.
So one of the stinking feral cats just howled outside, and if it did it again, I was totally gonna mute this and go get the salt gun and take care of business. But
Dude, the strays in my neighborhood, they don't run. Like, so there are like 3 that I see when I go to get coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
On the weekends. And so I don't know if I said it in here, but basically I get my Costco chicken and I carve that shit up. I always leave the carcass out for them at the end of the block. I think they know that it's been me because like they sit when I walk past.
Do they really?
Well, as of like the last 2 weeks, they've been doing it. No, not even that. They kind of just like they chill, like what's up, kind of. No. If they kind of stood up,
all right.
Like what's
no,
that?
if they went like this, I would, it would have been like some emperor's concubine shit.
Right. You did not. You missed tweezer time, but tweezer time turned into
I just walk past and just
keyboard and mouse time.
just walk past the cats like.
Yeah. So we did talk about this last week about not to talk about vaping or anything, but we did talk about that old House bill last week with CASA.
Yep.
So some of that seems to be moving along quickly and going up to the old Senate. So we need to continue to pester those guys. Pull up CASA.org, CASAA.org. If you don't know what that is, I don't know where you've been, but.
Chef just posted this in our Discord a while ago. I thought it was funny. I thought I'd share this.
That is funny. I like it.
Right? Stop share.
What up, Keith? What up, Chronic? Welcome, Stu. So yeah, we just had a modified tweezer time. I do appreciate that poor kids out in the rain. I mean, what are you gonna do? Alberta, Canada. Well, it's the wrong end of the country from you, but I was just talking about a YouTube guy from Vancouver, Buck and Billy Ray Smith, Canadian lumberjack guy. Hilarious. He's a trip. He's a trip. Oh yeah. So back to what we were talking about. We did have some some stuff that we do need to continue pestering our elected officials, hopefully to not ban vaping completely, which is obviously ridiculous. I saw an article the other day, and this is only peripherally about vaping. It was, I'm trying to remember who it was. It wasn't Massachusetts. It was somewhere up there in the Northeast, though, was talking about making it an offense to possess menthols, cigarettes. Like an arrestable offense to possess them, which I thought was interesting. And I was glad that I didn't have to say it. The actual article itself said, this is kind of racist because it's pretty targeting the target audience for menthols. There's a large portion of them that aren't hot white. We'll put it that way. And and if you target that, that's, I mean, it's kind of racist.
That's right.
Oh, dude. Jeff sent me a timestamp from a YouTube last week or 2 weeks ago from the 1988 dunk contest, which featured the final between Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins. And so, as you know, anyone who follows basketball knows this, but the 1988 dunk contest was like all-time like highlight reel. In hindsight, the dunks don't look that impressive because of what's happened in like the 22 years or so since. Right. That shit was like lit for the time, and some of the dunks held up, in my opinion.
7 of them.
Some of them.
Some of them.
Some of them.
Yeah, some of them. I agree. You don't have to go far back to anybody dunking is amazing, right? No matter the least amount of flair possible, you're just putting it in the basket. Pretty awesome.
It was dope.
Yeah, and then Shaq came along, did his thing, right? His old board breaking thing.
Yeah, I don't know if he did the dunk contest. Did he?
I don't know if he ever did the dunk contest either. He just broke things. He was more of like a Smash Mouth kind of dunker. Yeah,
he was just like, he dunked with authority.
Yeah. Put rock in hole really hard.
Yeah, he was getting in your head. He was just kind of imposing his will on you.
Right.
That's what he did.
Yeah, that's true. Menthol equals flavor. Yeah. While I definitely smoked menthols, that was not my cigarette of preference back in the day.
I think what menthol did for tobacco, at least for me, and kind of like why I lean to fruit mints, is that it does to fruit kind of like what an ice cube does for scotch. Kind of just opens things up a little bit.
Pops it a bit.
Allows you to taste certain fruits a little bit differently. It could allow you to taste certain fruits more.
Yeah.
I think.
Spud Webb dunking was epic. I agree. How tall was Spud? Wasn't he like 5'5" or something? He had ridiculous ups.
He wasn't the shortest person. That was Muggsy Bogues. Spud Webb was like 5'6", I think, or 5'7".
Yeah. And I'm still, and I've got a foot on him, but I can't get within a foot.
Do you remember in the softball episode of The Simpsons when King Griffey Jr. jumps and he kind of just disappears out of frame? That was Spud Webb. Proportionally speaking. You saw how high he got off the ground.
Yeah. Big ups. Big ups for that guy.
I got it. That shit was hilarious.
I definitely thought you were going to reference the was it the monorail one where he's talking about, you want to talk about that, or you see me hit a few dingers?
Oh no, that wasn't the monorail one. That was the satellite one. Remember when Bart he starts wearing the tinfoil hat and starts like talking about Major League Baseball spying on him.
Yeah.
That was honestly that was like one of the best episodes ever.
It was a good one. Even if I remembered the wrong one, because the monorail was
Monorail's another great one
also
too.
A solid episode.
Like the mule on a spinning wheel. Mule.
Yes. I agree, Ed. All right.
I saw someone with a tattoo on their forearm of Lisa doing the.
Nice.
It was really nicely done, like grayscale one.
That's good. Those don't tend to turn out very well sometimes.
It would look really well done.
Yeah. All right. I think I covered all the vaping stuff that I had. I think we covered the shipping irritation. We covered our keyboard and mouse discussion as per our contract for being a lifestyle.
Shout out to Philco Keyboards, sponsor me.
Yeah.
Yo, you too.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
who else?
Boston Scally.
Who else? Yeah, can we get a Plume sponsorship?
Oh, dude, need a Diet Coke sponsorship over there.
You've been pulling your share.
I have been doing my share. That's
shit. Yeah. Who else? Oh yeah. What up?
Oh, look at the little dinky one.
This is a limited flavor, and it only comes out. They put it out in grocery stores whenever the fuck they feel like it. So it comes out in just limited whenever the fuck they feel like. But this is like, it's a very weird. The fucking flavor's called Mermaid Songs.
Mermaid Songs? What's it taste like? Salty water?
No, that's salty. Actually, no. I have one left in the fridge. Let me go get it.
We'll patiently await.
I'm not walking down the block to my fucking fridge.
Want some hold time music?
Thanks. Good. So I think that's lame, Massey, because he doesn't do the. He could have definitely done that on the recorder.
He's a professional. He's a professional. Professional.
All right, so to describe for us the flavor profile, Fu.
It really is weird because at first you think it's like just grapefruit, and you taste like some other berry shit in there. It's one of those like, I don't drink it often enough that I can tell you what it tastes like off the top of my head. You just have to like take a sip and.
A little fishy.
Yeah, right. Crab juice.
A little crab juice. Crab crush. That's another good Simpsons reference tonight. That's two. Two. All right. Let's get the hell out of here, boys. Thanks everybody for joining us this week. We hope you have a great time, and we appreciate
if you have a best market around you, they have these. Just saying.
There you go.
They're 2 for $6 right now.
Get her done. All right, boys. We'll see you next week. Deuces.